morning, a lot of people are wondering, where do we go from here? Our political expert, Abdul Hakim Shabazz, editor of Indy Politics, is joining us live via Skype for some insight. Hopefully, Abdul, obviously an historic day on Capitol Hill Wednesday. I do want to start with Indiana Senator Mike Braun. He was someone who initially said he would vote to object those electoral votes in some states, but then after the protests, after the riots, he changed his stance. Why was that? Why do you think that is?
I think just the shock and awe, so to speak, of the damages that were done, the Capitol being sort of ransacked, Speaker Pelosi's office being ransacked, the Senate Parliamentarian's office being ransacked, that really probably made Mike Braun and a lot of the senators who were originally on board with those challenges proposals think twice about, okay, what are we doing here? Is this really the right time to do this sort of thing? Like I said, I see they want to do this sort of bipartisan commission on elections and security. I get that. But that was probably not the best time to do it. And so Mike did the right thing by changing his mind.
And then, of course, for weeks, President Donald Trump has claimed voter fraud. No evidence of that, of course. Vice President Mike Pence then coming out with some strong words about these protests last night. You had Pence versus Trump last night, too, kind of, because Trump was upset that Pence wasn't overturning the votes. What do you think about that?
It doesn't really surprise me because at the end of the day, Mike is loyal, but Mike is also a constitutionalist, and that's something I got to give the vice president credit for. Now, could he have said something maybe earlier? Well, that's for historians to decide. But it does not surprise me that Mike Pence, at the end of the day, went for the Constitution. He told the president, like, look, I don't have the authority to do this. I'm just a glorified MC host at this event. I do not have the right to dispute the votes, to challenge the votes, and so I just can't do it. And I wish Donald Trump could have gotten that through his All
right, you're kind of cutting out, so I hope we're able to get this last question answered. We've been talking this morning about a potential invoking of the 25th Amendment, which would potentially remove Trump from office. What would that mean for our country moving forward?
Well, first of all, the 25th Amendment was actually put together by Birch Bayh, the father of former U.S. Senator Evan Bayh, back in the 1960s after the assassination of John F. Kennedy. And the way it would work is either Congress had to remove the president or it would take a majority of the cabinet to do it. I don't know necessarily if that's going to happen with 13 days to go and some change. So folks may try to just go ahead and write that out. But I don't think it would necessarily be good for the country because people are just sort of tired and just ready for Donald Trump to move on.
We're just 13 days away now from the inauguration. It is official. Joe Biden being inaugurated January 20th. Abdul Hakim Shabazz joining us. Thank you so much again for your time.
Thank you.
Next.